I just was on the yoga mat at Trap Yoga and Massage in Detroit. If you know, you know. Incredible. And it was yin night, which is the only yoga I do because it's like the easiest one. But today was a hard teacher. I did what I could, but my brain, I felt my body differently, which is how I always feel when I do yoga because it forces me to slow down and actually drop in. I have this very active brain that mostly takes up most of my energy. But when I get on the yoga mat, the brain slows down a little bit and shuts up a little bit. So it was nice to feel my body and feel myself in my body. But also I had a thought while I was down there, and I hate to put two thoughts in one video because I think it confuses people, but sorry. And I was thinking about my business, Touch IQ, and how powerful it is. I was thinking about my personal life and the people that I know, and I was thinking about working specifically with Black people because the original idea for Touch IQ came from a conversation I had with a young woman in Medellin, Colombia in the spring of last year when I was living there for a while. And she was talking about her dating life. Young woman, she's biracial, but she's Black. And she was saying how frustrating it is, how she can't really get the touch that she wants, and so she resorts to sexuality and intercourse to get the aftercare because she hasn't figured out a way to bring that sort of touch to the front of an interaction with men. Since then, I've had, as Touch IQ has developed, I've worked with people of all different demographics, done couples work, and consistently the women are my clients who buy the work, buy the sessions with me. I haven't had men clients buy sessions from me yet. But the women are saying that they're frustrated with the touch they receive from their partners, whether that's a husband or a long-term committed relationship or whatever. Women consistently in my labs and in the couples work are saying that they hesitate to touch their partners because if any touch happens between them and their partners, it's always as a precursor to intercourse and to sex, or fucking, as I like to say. And that's a problem for them. And they want language around touch. They want to have different language to make space for touch for the sake of touch, not touch that's leading somewhere. Women who are single would like to have touch that provides nurturing as a part of an interaction with a partner, male partner generally. And that they don't have to trade sex for that touch, which is not even guaranteed to come after the sex. So all that was in my space today. And then I was thinking about myself and other women I know of, and then many of the Black men that I know. And I was thinking, like, my parents didn't tell me I couldn't date in middle school and high school. I just didn't. I didn't start sex and dating till I was in college. But I know that there is a large subset of Black women who were not allowed to date in middle school and high school because parents were feeling protective of them. But it creates issues, and I think I deal with those too, around understanding how to be dating, how to choose a mate, how to navigate sexuality, where sexuality comes up. I know for me, sexuality comes up really early, partly because I like it, but partly because it's one of the ways that I use to vet a partner for compatibility, but also sex coming up early, I think, confuses everyone. I was going to say confuses men, but I think it confuses everyone. And then the other thing I was thinking on the mat while I was downward dogging, or we do a lot of downward dog, we do a lot of up dog today, was how many black men I know, almost all of them that I know personally, maybe they're attracted to me too because we have a similar energy of like, what are we doing? But a lot of black men who were honestly sexually assaulted at a young age by an older woman. So I know so many men, my ex-husband, my current lovers, pretty much a vast majority of men who I know as friends and who have been partners of mine in the past, who started sexual activity from as early as age 9 to 13, 14, and with adult women who are predators. I mean, let's just call it what it is. That shit is illegal. If you're an adult, I don't care if you're 24, if you're trying to fuck a 14-year-old or a 12-year-old, you got a problem, sis. And there's so many men who have that experience. And I think and then I think just generally I was thinking about my own experience, having developed early. Like, I started my period when I was 11. I definitely had boobs and ass and stuff by 12. Enough for people to notice. I got more later, but it started then. So black women and black girls who were sexualized early. Like, I wasn't having sex early, but I was sexualized and objectified very early. Like, I describe it to people. I said, I remember moving to Oakland with my dad when I was 11, turning 12. And I'm doing double dutch on the playground in 6th grade. And then I'm walking home and men are slowing their cars down and honking at me. I'm 12. My brain does not know what is happening. I didn't understand it. It was confusing and it made me uncomfortable. I knew it made me uncomfortable because I'm a kid. I'm a child. And that's the case for these boys who are sexualized early. Like, people can say all the sick shit they want about, oh, you're lucky, blah, blah, blah. No, they're not lucky. They were assaulted. And then, although this wasn't my experience, the many, 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 of course, many, many, many women and girls, women who were sexually assaulted as girls by older men, generally speaking. And they too were not lucky. So there's a lot in this stream of consciousness coming out of my brain right now, but I did want to note it because I really am thinking about honing in on serving these populations of black folks who have early sexual repression, sexual trauma, sexual exposure, sexual whatever, something, who want to have a better life. One of the things I've said to myself just the last few days is I want to understand what love really is. I want to understand what that is, not the compromising kind, not the bound by societal rules kind, not the whatever other twisted way that love is, but I want to understand the kind that really is. And I think to tie that back to Touch IQ, getting out of our heads and into our bodies in safe ways, with consent, with boundaries, with understanding and ownership of our bodies, leads to regulation in our nervous system, leads to better relational experiences with touch that are, I don't like to say controlled, but that are under your own control, that you have control over what happens in the Touch IQ sessions. Now, that's how Touch IQ works in the labs in general. It's something that I can explore one-on-one working with clients. It's something I can facilitate with couples, but mainly I'm thinking about this service for individuals and in my labs, which are group events and group series, where people who want to feel more self-possession, to have grounding of their bodies, to have, again, nervous system regulation, to build trust in themselves and trust in the community to be able to hold them without extracting from them. Yeah, all that's in that. So anyway, that's my thought. Who am I? Dr. Lisa Gardenhire, founder and facilitator of Touch IQ, in which people get to experience non-sexual relational touch, sort of in that space between casual touch and sexuality, that is so rich for our well-being and our healing. And even, I was thinking this too, like even for people who have had enough healing and want to get to repair and want to get to pleasure and want to get to self-possession, that's what Touch IQ is for. We're not heavy in trauma work. Trauma can be present. I'm trauma informed. I'm a trauma informed facilitator. But it's not healing that much brokenness. But it's if you've done some of that work already, but are sort of at a plateau and ready to have some more, get some more grounding and safe progress, then Touch IQ is probably for you. If you're a therapist, a Black therapist, male or female, and you have clients who you think would be good for this, please refer them to me. Please open a conversation with me so that we can talk about how to serve your people who are probably doing brilliant work with you but may need a somatic aspect to let the learning, let the healing, let the therapy land in their bodies. And that's what I do. So that's all. Thanks. Have a good night.